Cuomo, despite calling himself a Democrat, has governed as a Republican. His whole policy and everything he's pushed has been tax breaks, tax giveaways for the wealthy, and it's really hurting New York State. New York is now the most unequal state of all the states with the most segregated schools. So I am running for the old-fashioned reason that I know I would be a better governor. That my values align with the values of New Yorkers, and I'd actually fight for all New Yorkers.
You just came from the fast food workers protests earlier this morning?
Yes, no. I joined, and I'm happy to stand with the fast food workers who are protesting for a fair wage and a union. In New York City, you need $15 an hour just to make a living. And I talked to some of the people who were there protesting, asking where they found their courage. I talked to a woman who'd walked off the job 7 times in a striking KFC. And she said, well, it's my family. And when she said her family, what she meant is the other people that she works with and the other people who are in the same situation. And she said, for myself, I could do it maybe once, but for my family and all of us, I find the courage.
Well, I was in the race long before Zephyr was in. I got into it in January because Andrew Cuomo is a reactionary Democrat, but the Democratic Party is a reactionary party. He's a Lieberman Democrat, Cuomo. Zephyr is an Obama-Clinton kind of Democrat. I am a Amy Goodman Democrat, or Bill Kunstler Democrat, or Jeremy Scahill Democrat. I represent the far left of the Democratic Party. Andrew Cuomo, I did work with him back in 2003 against the Rockefeller drug laws. In fact, he wrote a column about it. Back then, he called for a complete elimination of the laws, and we got some change. However, now that he's been in office as governor, he hasn't mentioned it. He hasn't granted one clemency, not one clemency since he's been in. That's what really prompted me to run against him. I mean, Southern governors like Orville Farbus and George Wallace and Lester Maddox and all the rest all gave clemency. He hasn't given one clemency or pardon the 4 years that he's been there, even though he had all these cracks in the changes of the Rockefeller drug laws. And there are a number of other reasons. We need to reform the criminal justice system. I mean, not just reform it, really start all over again. I was recently arrested here for filming The Police and spent 24 hours in Bronx Central booking just for filming The Police. I want to tell you something. I've been in prison and jail in Nicaragua. I've been in jail in Honduras. I've never seen conditions like the conditions that we have in that particular jail that I was in. But it's all over the state. We have 55,000 people in prison in this state.
Well, I'm running generally because I feel there's a battle going on for the heart and soul of the Democratic Party right now. It's beginning right now between people who are more serious about the problem of inequality in our country, people who are less serious about that problem. Lieutenant governor position in New York, I think, has been a position of wasted potential. It's a constitutional position, and I think it could be used as a position of public advocacy, where I would serve as an independent voice in state government and a critic of some of the things that go on. We have a problem with checks and balances in state government. And we need to have it addressed. And one of the ways is to reinvent the role of lieutenant governor, and that's why I've been running. The New York Times, The Observer, other groups have endorsed my vision, and I'm very proud of that.
Well, you are known as an internet activist. You really, really originated the whole concept of net neutrality. On September 10th, there's going to be what's known as an internet slowdown. Activists are organizing around the country and the world. You might go to their website and the spinning wheel of death will be there, showing what it would be like if basically if net neutrality is done away with. Explain what it is and why your issue around net neutrality weighs into your desire to be lieutenant governor of New York.
You know, the reason 1 million people took the time to write in comments to the federal government about net neutrality is because they believe that equality in our times is threatened. And they see the internet, the open internet, which has long been the bastion of equal speech, where, you know, an obscure blogger has a similar voice to a wealthy newspaper, and they say, we want the internet open. We believe in a society that is more equal. In some ways, I think the passion for net neutrality right now is really reflective of a deeper concern with widening inequality in this country. The internet slowdown is designed to dramatize what it would be like to live or to have an internet where the rich get faster speeds, the slow get slower. It's like divided sidewalks or something. It feels so wrong that people are getting fired up about it.
You're also challenging the Comcast-Time Warner merger?
I am. I think the states should take federal government and the state should take an active role in blocking a merger, which is very bad for Americans, very bad for the entire country. Cable rates, the prices we pay for cable are unregulated generally and have gone so high they're threatening the day-to-day life of lower income and middle income people. They've become this enormous thing. They're rising many, many times the price of inflation, and they're just in a position to extort payments. We need to stop this merger and start asking, why are we letting these monopolies just charge us these outrageous prices and threaten the internet, open internet? And, you know, it's a serious problem, and I think it should be stopped.